Well, I'm so glad you could join us, and thank you everyone watching right now. If you don't know, I'm Maria Khalil, and I am the CEO at VI Peel, and I'm super excited and honored that Melissa Halusim is going to be joining us today, and she is a nurse practitioner, and she's also the owner of Skin Thesis, which is an amazing med spa right here in our backyard in West Hollywood. So maybe you can tell our viewers a little bit about you and Skin Thesis.
Sure. Thanks for the intro. So I have been in aesthetic medicine for the past 15 years and all in West Hollywood. I'm from Los Angeles, so I grew up here. So I'm part of the community and I feel like I understand what people want and don't want. I started Skin Thesis a little close to 4 years ago. And we do multiple services ranging from injectables, lasers, peels, microneedling, body work of like cool sculpting and skin tightening. So we do kind of the whole gamma, and we really enjoy being in West Hollywood and continue our growing there.
I think Melissa is very modest because she works on some of the most beautiful and familiar faces in Hollywood. And we won't name names, but if you go follow her page, it's very obvious some of the amazing faces you work on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And
No,
how does that even happen? Yeah, like how does that happen?
I think, it's a relationship with patients. I become friends and have very strong relationships with my clients, and I've had some clients even for 15 years. And I think what people want is someone on their side to guide them the right way and to help them. And if I can't do that, then I'm going to refer someone to them that can do what they're wanting. But we can guide them step by step on what to do and making them look like themselves, and just your better self, and understanding what you're getting done, because there's so many things out there, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we read about it. There's trends, and so we don't really go with the trends. We keep ourselves educated and up to date of what we want our customers to have access to.
Yeah, and I watched some of your interviews, and I know you said that, first of all, anything you offer, you try on yourself, which
Yes.
thank you
Yes.
for like actually trying the things on yourself. I think that that means a lot to your patients too. And then you you only carry things that you really trust and you really believe in, right?
Correct. Correct.
So what an honor that you carry the VIPL. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah.
How
So we
long?
were. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the question. I don't even know how long. It's been so long. I mean, I don't know. How long have you been in business?
Yeah, I know. I think that that's a really good sign when you don't remember how long, because it's been a
Yeah.
long time. And
Yeah.
that is incredible that we've been able to be a part of your practice and you've built such a beautiful business in a tough market.
Yeah. I mean, I have really loved VIPO from the beginning, and what I love about it is that it can be used on any skin type, from the lightest to the darkest, and it's safe. I know that when I'm going to be using this peel on my patient, there's nothing that's going to go wrong. And that's what I'm comfortable with it, and I have the confidence in it. And if I have the confidence, then my patient feels comfortable getting it, because there's so many scary things about what peels are. And it's kind of funny because I'm like, why are you nervous? Because I know what's going to happen, and I know that they're safe with it. So that's number one, is the safety. The second is that you get results. And third, we now have a great start to other treatments that we might need to do for someone. And we've now have that open skin and fresh skin that we can work with.
Yeah. So we've been doing these on Fridays, our lives with some of our top accounts around the country, and it's really been interesting hearing how they each use them so differently. And I think you just really told us something that's a little maybe different than other accounts. So can you talk a little bit more about how you use it in combination with other treatments?
Sure. Well, one, when I see a patient, that I look at them and assess them, and I say, okay, we're going to start with a peel. There's kind of two groups of, there's one that is acneic,
Hmm.
and that's kind of just one category where we do a lot of them. And the other one is for pigmentation and anti-aging. It has been a huge part of my practice with discoloration, whether it's from sun damage or melasma. So the important thing is to prep the skin prior for the peel, and using certain topicals to do so that we're not going to have like a post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation with doing a peel or any other treatment.
Hmm.
So when we do the peel, we now have skin that is kind of a clean slate, is what I call it. Not only did that peel improve pigmentation or discoloration, pores, fine lines, but it has now given me a blank canvas to work with, that I know if I need to do microneedling or lasers, those treatments are going to be more effective than if I didn't start with a peel.
I love that. I think we play really well with others, the VI peel, and I think the VI peel is the best way to start a patient. Do you also
Yes.
feel like it's kind of like a good gateway maybe to doing some of the other treatments that might be a little more invasive or?
Yeah, I think people now know that once they go through this peel and they know,
Mhm.
they're like, okay, this was what it means to start working on your skin. And it's, they're nervous going in, but then they have it done. They're like, oh yeah, that wasn't that big of a deal. It was fine.
Yeah.
And so now they've gotten their toes wet. They understand the process, and now it's not so daunting to get other type of treatments.
And then they see that something's working on their skin. I love
Yeah,
that when right? Even if they just start using skincare, let's just say they start
yeah.
using some kind of product that you send them home with and they start seeing results and they're like, oh, I want to know more about this and I want to learn about this treatment because
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, and
So,
you know what's also great about the peel?
yeah.
I tell them all the time, I said, you're gonna really love your skin after the
Mhm.
peel.
Mhm.
1.5 weeks after the day of the actual peel, but it continues to get better up to 28 days post treatment. And it's funny, then I'll see them like maybe 2 weeks and then another 2 weeks after that. And you're like, you're right, it just got better. So that's what's amazing to see, is that not only like right afterwards they have that satisfaction, but they're continuing to get the benefits from it.
I think a lot of people don't realize that there's actual collagen production that gets
Mhm.
spurred
Right,
by doing chemical peels and lasers. So it's
right,
not always the immediate effect, and that does
right,
take time. So you're
right.
saying about like
Exactly.
28 days is the sweet
Yeah,
spot?
yeah, yeah. I tell them 28 days post that time that I put that peel on you, you're going to even see a bigger difference.
That's amazing. And let's talk about what about body peeling? Do you do any body peeling?
I do. I've had a lot of success with arms and legs.
Hmm.
And I feel like I've even gotten more success with the peel than even the lasers on that.
Wow.
You've heard and seen people of that they have a lot of pigment, of sun damage on their arms or their legs because they were not, using good SPF when they were younger, and it's just multiple pigmentation.
To just even get through that impacted
Yeah,
stratum corneum, right? Like
right,
it needs that before you can apply the laser. That makes sense.
exactly.
So
Hmm.
what kind of sun damage on the body? Are we talking like freckles? Are we talking like
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just freckling or just that actinic bronzing, all over.
got it.
Especially with lighter skin, that they're more susceptible to the burning, and then the pigmentation comes.
And summer's coming, I guess if we're gonna have like a real summer. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want to treat their body pigment before summer comes because
Right.
they will be wearing less clothing. Maybe they'll be wearing bathing
Exactly.
suits, tank tops,
No, but shorts and
and
skirts and so
shorts.
forth. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and there's not a lot of options for the body. So I think that that's important to realize that you can do the peel on the body. And one of my other favorite videos, I love all your videos, is it was the peel on a male patient.
Yes. Yes. I know it's a little harder to convince the males for the peel because you know, I think women are more comfortable with, you know, peeling for a few days. But that's also great about it too. It's not like this 2 week peel. It's 3 days of intense peeling. You might have dry, flaky skin afterward, and it does vary from person to person. But you know, I try to tell people, okay, look at it this way. Do you have more downtime in the week, or do you have more downtime on the weekend? And that's where we base it, either doing it on a Monday or a Wednesday. Because if they want to be okay by the weekend, you got to do it on a Monday. And same with males. So males, you know, don't want to be, no, like, you know, tell people maybe that they did a peel. So doing it on a Wednesday so that they're peeling over the weekend is better. But
Yeah.
it has been so effective. And a lot of my videos show that you can see the variation of type of clients that I have, and how much it has improved their skin. So again, back to that safety of just, you know, using it for male, female, and all skin types.
And I think the male that the video I had seen, I think he was even a football player.
Yes. Yep.
So I love that. I'm like,
Yeah,
real men do
he,
peels.
yes, yes. And he was telling me, he's like, I'm going to get all the football players in here because they're wearing helmets, they're sweating, you know, facial hair is causing the breakout, and they've wrecked their skin. All the sunscreen
Oh my
that they
gosh.
have put on. So the
Yeah.
appeal for them is fantastic.
Yeah. Do you feel like more males are coming to see you? Do you see like a trend or
Yeah. Oh,
it's
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. If you looked at even just the time that I've opened this clinic, Skin Thesis, of the past 4 years, it's been increased quite a bit from day one to 4 years later.
Yeah, you have such a good location. I think like probably the ideal location in LA, in West
Oh,
Hollywood.
yeah. Yeah, it's a
Like
great
on
location.
right? Like foot traffic, everything. It's just such a good spot and it's very central. So I'm sure you get a lot of interesting patients coming through your doors
Yes.
in the middle of West Hollywood. So, you know, everyone's stuck at home right now. They can't come see you, right? Well, do you know when you're going to open yet?
We are planning to open May 16th.
Okay, good to
So,
know.
yeah. Yeah.
So May 16th, everyone out there, Skin Thesis will be reopening, hopefully. Fingers crossed, everything crossed.
Yes, and
So
of course, like with all the major protocols and safety, we'll be gowned up.
things are going to be different.
Yes, yes.
I do feel though, a lot of places like your office, like Skin Thesis, you already operate under such high protocols of cleanliness and disinfecting and things like that. So in many ways, I think one of these offices might be one of the safest places you could go,
Oh yeah, I think so. I
right?
mean, yeah, I mean, I was an ICU nurse, so
There
you
we
can
go.
imagine, like, it's always been me of the cleanliness and disinfecting. I think, you know, just screening people more, you know, not having anyone in the waiting room, temperature testing, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we've always wiped down our chairs and our equipment, you know, with sanitary wipes.
Yeah.
And probably just doing everything with the doorknobs and the handles, and that, I think that's
It's like,
probably just upping it even
yeah,
more.
definitely. Well, so for everyone that's stuck at home right now and they can't go see you, they can't go get a peel, are there any skincare tips that you have for them? Maybe ingredients they need to use, something they can do to refresh their skin?
Yes, well, I love lactics and glycolics,
Okay.
you know, over the counter ones, because that really, you know, really helps cell turnover and kind of take that dull skin and make it more vibrant. If people are planning to do a peel, this is actually a perfect time to prep their skin. So I've used, actually, before your product, the VI Peel, the hydroquinone, and I also use Skin Medica's Latera to prep, you know, patient's skin. So I do that pretty much no matter what, and it's another safety measure I
Hmm.
implement. And they're not only gonna get that safety factor, but they're gonna get benefits from using those products, because it's gonna lighten and brighten everything as we enter into the peel too.
So maybe you can elaborate more for, because I know sometimes accounts are also listening to this. So what do you suggest for pre-treating that they use the Lightera for how many weeks before the peel?
2 to 3 weeks, basing on skin type. Yeah, definitely 2 to 3 weeks. And what's great too is that they start using, they're like, oh, I'm already seeing a benefit. I'm even more excited about this peel because now I see what's happening to my skin. And now they're going to get the peel and just even be more thrilled about their results.
And are you suggesting it for people with pigment and melasma or everyone, basically?
Well, yes. I mean, the main is the pigment and melasma,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
But I do recommend it for people even doing it for anti-aging and on skin type. If you have that olive skin in you, or you know, I look very, very pale and white. However, I'm actually half Middle Eastern, and I need to prep my skin, or if I do a setting that you would think is for like a Fitzpatrick 1 and 2, I'm gonna have a problem. So that's why I always question my patients what nationality they are, because we all have some mix in us, and it's really important where that it's coming from, because treatments, especially lasers, can cause a problem if we don't treat them in the right Fitzpatrick skin type.
So good that you mentioned that. I get that too sometimes when I say I'm a higher Fitzpatrick type or darker skin or skin of color,
Mhm.
and people look at me and they're like, "No, you're very light," and it has nothing to do with what you look like to
What
the
you look
naked
like.
eye.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so much deeper than that,
Yes,
and
I
it's a
know.
Fitzpatrick. Yeah.
And some people are surprised when I ask them. They're like, "I'm white." I'm like, "Yes, but what? There's got to be something else in there." And I really need to know, And I then sometimes tell them, like, if you went in the sun, would you burn? Would you tan? And someone who's very light, they're like, "Oh, I get so tan," and I mean, there you go, you're a higher type. So we really need to know that to properly assess you. So 99% of the time I am pre-treating before the peel.
And you're born and raised in LA, and LA, your market must be a lot of mixed skin, right,
Yes.
and ethnicity.
Mhm.
So you're pretty accustomed to seeing that. I think the other states and the other cities, maybe it's going to happen later, that because our culture just keeps mixing in our
Oh yeah,
population. So
yeah,
it's something that people are itching to learn more about how to treat skin of color
right,
because there's
right.
not a lot of safe treatments for them.
Yes. I get a lot of questions through emails and even through Instagram DM. And I had a recent consultation that woman was so happy that I suggested the peel on her. I did a virtual consult. And I said, we need to pre-treat you. And she goes, I'm so happy. I've gone to 3 other places and they told me I can't do anything. And I'm like, of course you
Mm.
can. I mean, some things might be different, but that's again my confidence in VI peel, that I know, okay, I'm going to pre-treat them and I'm going to do this peel and they're going to finally get something out of it and be able to, um, improve what they've been seeing in the mirror constantly.
She must be super excited.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. So you're doing the telemedicine, the consults over
Yes,
FaceTime, or
yes, yes.
so you're offering that to all your patients now, like if they wanted
I
to.
am, but I'm actually fully booked,
Oh,
and
wow.
until we reopen, I've been doing
Amazing.
it all of April, and I offered them complimentary. Due to the situation we were in, but now I'm getting the clinic ready. So between the virtual and getting it ready, yeah.
You're very busy. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm so
Yeah,
glad
but
that
we'll be
that worked out.
offering them too. Like once we open and people aren't feeling comfortable yet to be coming in, we can offer the virtual consult still.
Yeah, and I think people shouldn't take those for granted. The virtual consults are pretty incredible. Like you can get a lot done
Oh
one
yeah.
on one like this.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So we got some questions. I think we should
Hmm.
get to the questions. And if
Sure.
anyone has any questions live, I mean, if we can get to them, you can feel free to send them. But we got some good questions that I actually want to know your opinion on
Okay.
too. So the first one is, which is the most effective type of laser for laser hair removal? Do you do laser hair removal at Skin Thesis?
I do very minimal.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have a machine that can treat all skin types. We don't really advertise that we do hair removal, but it's for our clients only. So I'm not an expert in hair removal, although I've done hair removal for the past 15 years. But what I would be cautious of, what type of machine it is, can it treat all skin types? And the machine that we do have is treating the more lighter vellus hair.
Okay.
You might need to get more treatments, but before it used to be only dark, coarse hair, and we're getting results with that.
That's amazing. I think I have heard that they've made a lot of strides in laser hair
Mm-hmm.
removal treatment, right? Where, like you said, it used to not be able to get the little hairs, or you used to
Right,
have like dark, thick hair only.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. Um, does the VI peel have an age limit? I'm 19 and I feel like I want to do the peel.
Oh, absolutely. They can do the peel. I treat teens with, especially for the acne, and it has been amazing for teens. So we have a pretty strong teen clinic. I have teenagers, so I understand what they're going through. So I definitely treat teens.
Which is amazing that you have teenagers because you look like a teenager. So
Oh.
we all want whatever you're doing to your skin. You look so good.
Oh, thank you.
And so what would you say is the youngest you would treat with a VI peel, maybe?
Well, it really depends. Teens are going through hormonal change that's variations from 13, 14, 15, 16, The youngest I have treated is 14, and they were just covered with acne. But we made some great strides with them. I think there's an old post that I have. He is a mix as well, and a boy. I like all the boys actually, which is really amazing. I have like three out of four boys, so
Oh.
I know boys very well. But just getting them on the protocols of cleaning their face, that's number one. But we did two peels. We did, and he was a true sport, and he's like, that
Wow.
was amazing. I got amazing results from it. So, once we kind of get them on the right hygiene, we clean them out, we do a peel, we clean them out again and do like another peel. And we made major changes. So if you look back on our old, it was a few years ago.
I'm gonna go look for it. I think with teens, yeah, they're always looking for acne treatments that are safe and
Hmm.
effective. Is it a lot of like the parents that they're your patients and then they bring their kids along with them on the appointment or no?
Yeah, but I think because I'm in the world of
Yeah,
with my kids,
kids.
I have a lot of moms coming up to me, and the girls will voice it. So I think that's why I get a lot more boys, because boys don't really voice it, and their moms are advocate, and they're like, "We need to get this going for you."
Yeah.
you know.
You know what I remember when I went to visit your office? I remember seeing in the waiting room a lady and she had her daughter with her.
Hmm.
And I have very small kids, so I don't bring my kids to like do things like that yet. But I
Hmm.
remember just thinking, oh, that's so sweet. Like the daughter's just coming along. The daughter wasn't getting treatment. She was obviously a younger daughter, but a lot of working moms or moms that don't have anywhere to leave their kid, they bring their kid with them on their appointments.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah,
just remember thinking like, oh, I never noticed that you would bring your daughter with you to like hang out with you while you go get your treatments.
yeah,
And like it's kind of
yeah,
like bonding.
yeah. And the environment I also try to create is my clinic is my second home because I spend so much time there. But I want people to feel comfortable. And again, it's that relationship that I have with my patients. And, even if they came in and started asking me questions for guidance and so forth, I love that. I love educating people and having those really strong ties with them. And that's what it's all about. I mean, that was the main reason I got into this industry.
That's great. Okay, next question. This is a good one. Are there any treatments for saggy eyelid skin?
Yes, there are. There are.
Really?
So, So we have two things. We actually do the plasma pen, also known as the fibroblast. And I
Okay.
also have a few stories and videos and treatments before and afters on my Instagram as well. It's very effective in that area. You might need more than one treatment, but I've seen great results with that. The laser that we use in our 4D, we can treat called our eyelids,
Okay.
where we're going in and tightening underneath the lower lid as well for those fine lines. But we can go up in this area and start tightening the collagen there and improving the skin turgor. So more and more, there are things coming, out to help that area.
That's one of the first areas to get hit by aging, right? Your eyes. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah,
I know a lot of young ladies in their 20s and 30s even that are just so frustrated with their eye
right,
lines.
right.
And so what was the first thing you mentioned? The fibroblast?
Fibroblast, plasma
Fib
pen. Yes.
Fibroblast plasma pen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that kind of like microneedling or no?
No, it is actually
No.
using more of like an electric needle that's not penetrating into the skin.
Okay.
So there is some downtime. It kind of, I call it like tribal tattooing because it looks kind of cool afterwards. But we assess the area, we numb it,
Okay.
and then we hit the area of what skin we're trying to tighten up, and you will have these little teeny dots, and you can see pictures on the Instagram for about 5 days, and then those dots kind of look red, but then you can wear makeup. And because it's such a thin skin area, the first couple days can have a little bit of swelling.
Okay. I think if you want real results, sometimes there's downtime involved in a treatment.
Yes, yeah. This is
That's
definitely going to be a downtime.
it's worth it, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just curious, it doesn't necessarily have to do with saggy eyelid skin. Well, I think sometimes people think saggy eyelid skin that you could get filler to fix that.
There are some doctors that do filler in that area.
Uh-huh.
It is a high risk area. I do not perform fillers in there.
Okay.
But usually it's what they're talking about, the saggy skin. And again, I'm very realistic. I am a non-surgical place, but I'm also not against surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone's coming in there and showing me, and I said, you know what, you're going to get minimal results doing, let's say, fibroblast. And if I need to refer them to an ophthalmic plastic surgeon, actually my medical director is,
Oh,
and can assess that area. So I think the key is you really need to know what, the best treatment is going to be for you.
good advice. And I think it's good that sometimes you're like, I need to refer you out.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, this is actually the last question, and it's another great question. Is there anything to tighten crepey body skin, like knees and stomach, for instance?
Yes, yeah. Kind of, again, some people, even like myself, that I've had 4 children, my abdomen, I'm lucky that I was able to bounce back, but the skin did stretch. It's thin. So I need to work on the skin, and I've used lasers for that. I have something called tight lace that is working on the skin, and we've got great results with those specific areas above the knees, abdomen, arms, and really depending on what type of skin situation it is. We've even done PDO threads in the abdomen, which I've even done on
Mm,
myself. So there are more things that you can do for that area, but it's just individually based, and we would need to assess it.
amazing. Yeah. Anyone that's had kids, the skin, I
We
mean,
know, yeah.
yeah, it's really tough. You're right. You bounce back, but the skin doesn't bounce back the same
Right.
sometimes
Yes,
as
I
the,
am.
yeah, well, great. Those were really good questions. I'm ready to come see you for some stuff. Like,
Maybe I'll do the peel on you.
yeah. Well, I learned a lot. Thank you so much for all that information. And this
You're
was
so
super
welcome.
fun. I didn't really see any questions come in, but I saw a lot of comments saying, wow, this is amazing information and thank you so much. So
All
sounds
right,
like a
good.
lot of people took some notes on what they want to get done when this is all over.
Yeah, and hopefully people know that it's not as scary as people think it is.
Definitely. And we are excited for you to hopefully be reopening May 16th. But
Hmm.
if they want to get in touch with you, they can go to your Instagram page, right? And send you a message
Yeah,
there.
they can, yeah, Instagram or email us at info@skinthesis.inc.com.
Perfect.
We are checking our voicemails, so they can also leave a message.
Great.
All that information is on our Instagram.
Great. Well, thank you so much for doing this. And I hope to see you when this is all over in real life. And
Me too. All
well, have a
right,
great
well, thank you
Friday.
so much.